All right. We are back in the saddle. Yes, Network Neek. Get ready for a live show. Let's take a peek.
Black space is a place for us.
Real people with real issues.
Discussing real topics.
Black space.
A safe space for our community.
All right, all right. It's your girl, Network Neek, back with some consistency on the Black Space Live Network. Um, Tonight, we have a very interesting topic, but I want to go ahead and let y'all know to expect us or expect me every Sunday from here on out at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. It's going to be very interesting and evolutionary ride through the Black Space Cosmos um, that I'm really looking forward to going on with this journey with everybody. So, without further ado, this evening we will be speaking on a very interesting topic. It's not too far off in the news clippings. But before we get into the show topic, let me go ahead and introduce my lovely panelists this evening. How are you?
Hey, love. Thank you so much for having me. Hi, guys. My name is Big Ish. I'm happy to be here. I am a life coach, entrepreneur, and I am available on Instagram. You can find me at Big Ish underscore the great. You can find me on Facebook the same, Big Ish, and I'm ready. I'm ready for the conversation. Let's do this.
All right, all right. So this conversation is a little touchy, because I'll just go ahead and just dive right in. So the conversation topic is about the Travis Rudolph murder trial, in which I give you a little backstory for those viewers who are not privy to what has happened with this gentleman. He's a ex NFL player that was dating a young lady or a black woman, if you will. He was dating a black woman, and they got into a little argument of, him texting or contacting another female, and it led up to her contacting her brothers and her cousins saying to come over there and I guess fight or shoot this guy, right? Well, when the cousins got there, unbeknownst to them, Mr. Rudolph was ready. So he ended up shooting them and actually killing the brother. Um, that's the short story. I'm not really privy to all the ins and out of the details because I didn't keep up with the trial. But what I do know is what came out in the trial is that this young lady ended up being married, um, had her own issues that the NFL player didn't know about, and pretty much it led me to think, because this is happens quite often that I've seen, are black women toxic? Period. But we're going to go ahead and go a little bit further and say, are black women toxic to black men? That is what we're going to encapsulate this show topic and interest for. So, um, Big Ish, do
Yes.
you think, like, first of all, what do you think about this whole scenario? Like,
First off, very much toxic. The toxic level is very much high on this level. First off, I want to say I can't blame this man for defending himself, especially when you came to him to escalate, an altercation. So my opinion and thoughts on that, are women toxic? Absolutely.
well, before,
Absolutely. It's
not to
too many.
interrupt you,
Mhm.
but before we get to are women toxic, what
Okay.
do you think about the actual situation in itself. Like, she was married. He's an NFL player, ex NFL player now.
Mhm.
Um, he was texting somebody. Do you feel like he played any part in her getting emotionally erratic?
Look, I will say this: cognitive dissonance is real, because how do you get mad at this gentleman for texting another woman? And as far as I wasn't concerned, they wasn't exclusive to the point where fiance and marriage and all of this other nice fun things that are going on. If they were in a relationship, cool. If he texted another woman that was offensive in your way, there's ways that you address that. The way that she addressed that was unfair, and the reason why I chose the term cognitive dissonance, because in the same token, you called a man that you were, who was this, her ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, fiance, whomever this character may
It
be,
was her cousin and her brother. She called them to go and handle the 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 thing.
the deed. Okay, as far as my understanding, it was about
Yeah.
three or four gentlemen involved, and one of the guys on trial had said something about being in love with her, and they was asking and pushing questions in that effect. We may have to double back and look at that.
Oh, oh,
But the
okay.
gentleman that was sweating in his suit, he was sweating bullets, and that's what made me come to that little conclusion there, because you called another gentleman to come defend your honor, and yet here we are, another man dead, another black man dead. Why? Because of something senseless, because a woman got upset, because a woman had a hissy fit. See, people don't want to hear me say that, but that's the truth. That's a lot of the causes behind a lot of young black men being deceased to this day, is because you got an attitude, and now you went and called another dominant man that's not going to play and stand up for our black women, and you told him the most foulest story that your perception can perceive about this gentleman, and here he come riding for your defense, and he didn't bucked up on another dominant alpha male that's not going for that. And this dominant alpha male had a gun just as well as the intruders. They
Yeah,
had a gun as well. So you
yeah.
can't be mad. A whole fight broke out. They didn't fought each other. He seen a gun. However he feel. If you come to my house deep like that,
Hey,
talk about
yeah.
you gonna kill me, and I have a gun and you don't got one, well, you shouldn't have brought a knife to a gunfight, because I'm gonna protect myself on my land.
Exactly. My life is the most valuable
Ab-
asset that I have. And
Absolutely.
I mean, so yeah, that kind of brings me back, and you kind of answered the question, are black women toxic? And I will say, as a black woman myself, having dated black women, my mother's a black woman, I speak this from a place of love. In the state
Absolutely.
that we are in now, black women are toxic.
Yes.
Like, we
Yes.
don't have to be toxic. We can heal from this toxicity, but
We have to know it first. We have to claim it first. And I want to say this: no disrespect to the black woman. I believe that we are the most beautiful, honorable creatures that ever landed on this
yeah,
earth, honey.
yeah,
Ain't
yeah,
nothing more better than being me. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I very
yeah.
much love me and everything about me. However, it goes deeper. It goes to the psychological trauma and things of that such nature. It goes rooted deeper than this. And
Mhm.
once we can realize that mental incapability, we'll only be better not only for ourselves but the people around us. That's how we're gonna build. So yeah, we're toxic right now. Yeah, it's some ill things that are distasteful that black women are displaying that I just don't agree with, that upsets me. Absolutely, yes. Mm-hmm.
How do you like? What's the first? Like, I can name a bunch of stuff, but I'm thinking that the things that I'm gonna name are probably branches on a tree. Maybe I haven't dug deep enough, but I'm
Right.
thinking, Western society and its capitalist kind of
Mm-hmm.
independent mindset or way of lifestyle has attributed to a certain specific type of what I like to call, or what I call, like a beast in a black woman. It kind like black women are behind a lot of the Forbes 500 CEOs and
Mm,
owners, like we're holding things up. We seen what's that movie?
absolutely.
Um the movie about the black women that worked at Langley Air Force Base.
Mhm.
It was like four black women that were behind. I want to say it was like Unseen Hands or something like that. It was a movie that just came out about
Okay.
four black women that worked at pretty much put somebody in outer space.
Oh,
Was
okay.
behind a bunch of the world or the Western world's forward movement. And the fact that we have these accomplishments as black women, we're out of our place, and it creates a certain type of mutation in the psyche and in the mind
Mhm.
that is not being reversed. It's not being addressed
Mhm.
honestly. A lot of black women have this thing where, you know just saying that black women are toxic, you're not supposed to say that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because we birth the children and all of the great things, but in order to get to your divinity, you have to address your shit. Pardon my
Exactly.
French. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be, whopping and twerking and ass first in all your pictures, if you want to address your divinity. And as a whole, yes, we're making a lot of money. I can speak for myself when it comes to things like
Mhm.
that. We are okay when it comes to that, but I think, even when it comes to 70s and 80s with the after the civil rights movement, when a lot of the black males were removed from the households and put in the prisons and things like that, a lot of that has to do with like just unaddressed trauma. Unaddressed trauma leads to mutations. And when after so long, it's like you don't even want to address it because it's like, that's like me at my age addressing something that happened to me when I'm 6 years old. It's like at some point, people gonna make you think you supposed to just get over it by now. You should have
Right.
done the work on your own by now. But it's like therapy is a good thing because it allows you to unpack a lot of these things, and that's
Mhm.
something that's I don't feel like is happening in the black community, amongst black women, having safe spaces to address things.
No, that's exactly what I was gonna say. We don't have a platform. Talking about the things that we're discussing now is not a popular platform. People want to talk about, relationships or what's going on with celebrities' lives, things that should not absolutely be on their minds, but that's what's important. That's what's trending. That is what's popular right now. And it's unfortunate is when you come across bright women that are intelligent and love to speak in high intellect, if they're kind of shamed upon or you just don't really listen to them. You don't really hear their voices, but I do see now that we're starting to form our own little circle and our own little cliques where we can hear and express ourselves, so we can have that outlet where we can network and communicate and build. Because that is what's definitely missing. You mentioned before, all the trauma and the hurt with women. I feel like this is all just an onion where you have to peel back layers of what's going on, along with the mental trauma that we experience there, physical trauma there. You talked about the black men being removed from the homes. Yeah, that came as well. That was a trauma where it broke our families. Now we're moving forward and trying to fix all these things, but we're not addressing the trauma. We're not addressing our fears. And that's a problem. We're thinking that we're not supposed to express ourselves and talk to anyone or seek therapy. That's frowned upon in the black community. And I don't agree with that. Everybody needs somebody to talk to. And I'm not talking about your little homegirls that's advising you to do the worst
Right,
uh,
right.
give you the
Yeah.
worst options ever because they vibrating low and they can't think for themselves. They can't even communicate. They can't even express themselves via dialogue without using profanity. without
Mhm.
saying without trying to get violent and overly express how they can inflict bodily harm on you. That is a problem when you can't even communicate.
It's I mean, and I find it so unappealing black women fighting all the time.
Yes.
Like
Distasteful.
it's I am removed. I've been in hermit mode pretty much. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've
I feel you.
passed like the datings. It's like, okay, so let me just back up a little bit and address some of the things you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy and knowing that the world is still moving forward. Like, because we can address therapy for things that happened in the 80s, but we still got to know that we're not in the 80s no more. Like, the
Absolutely.
world is moving forward. So while I may have needed a man in a specific way in the 80s, and I need
Mm-hmm.
to address that need and that trauma, today the needs are different. I may not
Absolutely.
necessarily need you in that same particular way, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I may not really need you at all. You know what I'm saying? Besides like a partnership,
That's a fact.
um, where you may not think it's a need, but it's like I just need you to be a man. Because right now, men aren't even
Being
being
me.
men. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? Like,
Honey.
so it's like going back to what I was saying, like, I'm completely removed from like I've separated myself from what you would call the community because I haven't been in the dating scene. I haven't, I kind of missed all of that in hermit mode, just kind of in observation mode of like, okay, if this is all I can expect, I probably won't be indulging in it. You
Probably
know
is
what I'm saying?
for me.
I'm the weirdo. In my
Hmm.
community, where I'm from, the hometown that I'm from,
But
people I'm popular because of who my parents
mm-hmm.
are and were,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
as far as me being like cool and I'm the weirdo because I never like the gatherings, the parties. It's like I just kind of maybe not. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
um,
It makes sense to you. And
so
that's what I was
I
saying.
missed the whole prime of my life as far as dating and experiencing different types of people and that this that and the third. I'm out of it now. So now I'm speaking on a observational, like I'm not one of the players on the chessboard. I'm more the watcher and seeing
Mm-hmm.
how, things go. So when I speak and say, black women are toxic right now, that's coming from an observational standpoint, that's coming from research and development over years and years and years of watching the same thing happen over and over. It's like, okay, I'll give you an example. Um, there's a lady, close friend of the family. Uh, she never like she loves. Okay, I don't want to get too personal because this is this is live, but let's just hypothetically, let's just be
Okay.
hypothetical for a minute. Let's just
Okay.
say, my auntie, she's
Mm-hmm.
like the Kool-Aid mom. Everybody loves her. Everybody brings their children to her. She's just, one of the people that people trust with their children. So if
Okay.
there's a teenage pregnancy in the neighborhood, they bring in the baby to the Kool-Aid mom house. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Now, while this woman is good enough to keep your children, she's trustworthy enough to, give you advice for you to call your second mom or
Mm-hmm.
sister if y'all are around the same age. Um, she's not like I've hypothetically posed this question to these women, and it's like I'm just like, would you be okay with sharing your man with this woman? And they're like, oh no, I don't share. And it's like, okay, I get it, but this is a woman you share pretty much everything else with. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you didn't share everything else with, but when it comes to a man, you don't want to. And for me, that psyche lets me know that these type of women are still back in the 80s and how they
Mhm.
needed men in the 80s or
Mhm.
90s or whatever.
Mhm.
In this day and age, you really just the need for men has changed. Like I was saying, the need for men is more so to be a protector and a provider. Like if you can go out there and conquer the world, your sister wives stay back, take care of the children, nurture and develop one another and create safe healing spaces.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
um that's what I see moving forward, that the need for a man is. And it's not so much that traditional relationship type of thing. And I think that's where a lot of Black women are getting stuck in their trauma and being toxic because they're still trying to force that
Right.
because they never had it.
Right. I don't, my thing is, and this is just how I feel, and this is my take on things. I don't think that we should be worried about relationships right now. Relationships should be the least of anyone's worry. And I feel like that you should work on self first, because if you can't stand to be with yourself, if you cannot be alone and just go to yourself and just be okay without having nobody else or any distractions, then I don't feel like you should be able to date. Um, Relationships comes with different finances. I see a lot of women who, I want a man to make $100,000 and this and that. Meanwhile, your bank account is in the negative. We should not be focusing on relationships at all right now. I think no one should be dating right now. I don't think there should be even really relationship podcasts. Maybe life coaching, maybe getting your stuff together first. Although everyone is not in that category, the majority of us, the majority, some people complain about being in poly relationships, but in the hood, that's what I see. It's one hood guy to about 7 different girls, and they all know about it. They all fight about it. They all having different baby daddies, but it's same man about it. It's the same as poly. Stop beefing and getting the bag together. You might as well. You know
So
what days he with her. You might as well, but we wasn't taught that way, and that's what come with that psyche and that trauma and all of those other things I was bringing up. The whole cognitive dissonance, trying to switch the way you think of things to just go with your actions. It's just so much. So yeah, I think we need to heal. We shouldn't
that's
be dating right now.
that is true. I can feel that in a way. But I think that with that, not but, and with that,
Mhm.
people are, we are made to be interconnected, and we are made for
Absolutely.
to have relationship. Now, what I think should be taken away is the fact of how we view relation. Everything is a relationship.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not really that we should not have relationship. We probably shouldn't be focused on intimate relationships until we've learned how to be intimate with ourselves, until we've learned how to be intimate with our sisters, our
Mhm.
brothers, our grandparents, our nieces, our nephews, our community, you know, because it's like you can jump. I've seen people jump into relationships and cut everybody else off. And then when they out of a
It
relationship, they
don't
don't want to
work.
have no
They
friends no more. You know what I'm saying? It's like
hey,
we
right.
don't know. I feel like, we should redefine, the world is redefining, like whether we realize it or not. The world is, like I said, the world is moving forward. So while Black people are caught up in what we think relationships are, which is what they were in the
Mhm.
80s, 90s, and probably early 2000s, which you're
Right.
saying that we should stray away from, the world is turning into something different where that is not relationship. Like, it's a form of relationship, but
Mhm.
we are really looking at it from a very narrow-minded point of view. If that's all that we're looking at is boning. You know what I'm saying? As far as like that's a relationship. Like, relationships are so much bigger than that. We have, co-work to have a healthy ecosystem of people, to have a
Mhm.
healthy society, everything is relationship. That's why people can walk past somebody with the lady that was getting punched on, all the people just ran out. You know why? They
Mhm.
don't have relationship, community relationship. The son had to go in there and do what he had to do. You know what I'm saying? Because
Protect his mind.
everybody, yeah, because everybody just walked away, and that's a clear sign that we are dying for relationship, just in a specific way or a
And
different
yeah, because
way.
we have to take away the sex and the claim on things. That's what I'm saying. Meeting
Mhm.
people and building a relationship within your community, or just even if it's opposite sex, whatever the case may be, that's great. That's healthy. All of this possessive, and the sex that's being added to it, and all the other stuff that we like to call toxic, that's we don't got no business focusing on that, especially what's going on moving forward with the future. We don't have no business. Now
The
there's
few,
other people on different levels that
yeah,
may be able to do things like that, but right now we need to focus on, not as we, myself personally, but a lot of my people just need to focus on communicating and coexisting with people before you try
yeah.
to.
Emotional intelligence is key
Hmm.
with this. And as I asked you before, like, what do you think the first step is? I'm kind of answering it myself and listening to you speak. Like, um, emotional intelligence. And I'm asking myself as I keep saying that, how did I learn emotional intelligence? And how to nurture different styles and different types of relationships, and realizing that different types of relationships actually matter sometimes more than intimate relationships, is through finances. You know what
I
I'm saying?
was
Like,
I was just
if
about
my
to say.
dollars is tied to this relationship, I'm gonna be a little more um if my livelihood, not just my dollars is tied to my livelihood is tied to this relationship, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be a little more protective over it, how I treat it,
Right.
how I nurture it, the energy that I give it. And I'm not gonna want to like call somebody and want to destroy it, or self-destruct it myself, because I
Right.
don't know if this girl going to jail for what she did, but she need to. And back, well, how long ago was Tupac? Maybe 30 years ago, Tupac was like loose lips sink
And
ships.
trips.
You know what I'm saying? It's like he was talking about the same thing. That's what got him
Okay.
caught up. Some
Okay.
buckethead. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. And he said it yourself. He said it himself. He's like, you wonder why I call you bitch. Females know that it's bitches out there. And we do. We just don't want to admit it. Cause sometimes we call our friend a bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's that I done mess with that I call a bitch. Because that's what the bitch is. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like,
Point blank.
straight up. Like, it's bitches out there. We gotta know that, and we gotta be honest and real with ourselves. And there are women out there, but 9 times out of 10, like I said, the women are more isolated. They're more reserved. They in the house. You're not gonna see them often,
Yeah.
and they're a little harder to find. So you're not gonna hear us saying, "Oh, this lady that I spoke with," because you're probably not speaking with her because she in the house. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, I feel like that's what it boils down to, in my opinion. What's your take?
Well, look, you just like it. I keep saying this. That whole little onion, just peeling back different layers to it and things of that such nature. Like, we definitely need work. That's we just need
Is it
work.
just therapy, or we need to get out of the Western? Because honestly, I wasn't able to, and this is a little bit of a vulnerable moment for me. I wasn't able
Hmm.
to really remove myself from the until I got out of the United States and was actually able to slow down and really see myself in all the shit I was doing,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
another thing is, I feel like finances is like the biggest drive, because that's the one thing that we all have in common.
Hmm.
That is the common denominator for everybody, whether what you want to use your money for, what your money goals and financial goals may be. But My life changed. I started my quest of trying to figure out who I was as a black woman and all that nice, fun, jazzy stuff. But my life really changed for me is when I started making real money. I was working for a corporate company doing some, great thing. I worked for a publishing company. I worked for about 11 different companies and I was making some great money, building great teams and relationships. And that's when things changed for me. Being able to network, being able to work with people globally, being able to sit there and hold conversations with celebrities there. And I'm like, wow, they're really like depending on me, to build and, pull the trigger on their next big deal. They need my say so first. And those types of things has changed me. So finances, learning what finances was, learning how easy it is to like obtain. You just gotta want it and work for it. So that's one of the biggest things I think that would just change us if we all figure something out. I don't care if it was, trading, whatever floats your boat, credit repair, whatever, as soon as you start getting in the swing of making different money and making changes in your life and people looking at you like you the big man, then you want to change. You want to change the way you eat. You want to change the people that you hang around. You want to change the type of people that you date and bring into your life. And that's another thing I think people should really, and that's why I keep trying to stray away from the whole boyfriend girlfriend thing. People, you should really want to work on your finances, learn about how to build that, because that's what excites me the most. I don't know about anybody else, but creating generational wealth and breaking my own little goals mean everything to me. So that's the common denominator, money.
Money, yeah, money is good. So I guess hypothetically, I'll ask, what if an intimate relationship was proposed to you where you could make the money and be in a relationship? Do you think then it would be sufficient for someone to proceed when because my thing is the the telltale sign that a woman should not be into a relationship is if she argues. If you're
Yeah.
still arguing, then you're not ready for a relationship.
Yeah.
That's my, and now I'm not a coach, you know what I'm saying? I'm just a minister and I'm just going to tell the truth. But if I see you online arguing,
Hmm.
you online arguing, you're not ready for a relationship because
Not at all.
first of all, you have no tact when it comes to uh privacy, like personal and public, you know?
No
Um
self regard. Absolutely.
and what it comes is like going back to what you were saying is like, okay, argue with your wallet. That's what I be wanting to tell these that be just arguing on the internet back
Hmm.
and forth. Like argue with your wallet. Um, what are you doing? And then some of these be having kids, and it's like you arguing with the baby daddy new girlfriend. It's like, what are y'all doing? It's already too late to focus to like to me, it be it's like,
You're
damn,
right.
like the ball done rolled all the way down the hill now. Oh damn, it's just smash balls, and it's like I don't know how to save it at that point. It's like some people just gotta self destruct, and I know it sounds harsh, but some people
Not
are
for
just too
everyone.
far gone,
That is true.
where they lack the self-awareness to even
Hmm.
bring themselves back. And now that we have this woke generation, you got people blurring the lines of
Yeah.
being spiritually inclined and still a derelict. Like it's it's really uh
It's
stay
sad.
safe out there, guys.
It's
You know what
sad.
I'm
It's sad
saying?
because they're using a small amount of information, and they're misleading people, and then they're throwing the scams on top of it, which makes it way more worse. Is when you getting scammed from a conscious brother.
And I mean,
Oh,
we talking about the sisters right now because they got
sisters
you know what I'm
too.
saying? Like
What?
they got
They're not
the
exempt.
goods,
Not
like
exempt.
it's what
Think
that's
about
why
it.
I said stay safe, brothers, because men don't really, I mean, to me. This is my personal opinion. Don't
Mhm.
this is not Big East. Don't take this to Black Space. This is not the opinion of Black Space Live. This is Network Neek's opinion. Men are tools. You know what I'm saying? They make good soldiers. If they have a good woman behind them, they can perform very well. But
Mhm.
they just, you know, X chromosome deformed. Like they're not the prize. You know what I'm saying? So it don't begin or end with them. It begin and end with us. So my main focus is us,
Mhm.
because I've seen it. Men, women raise men and women, well,
Yeah.
boys and girls, to be men and women in this society. The man can be there, he can be dead, he can be across the country. Even if it's a good man, he could be in the military in Japan for the next 17 years, and the woman still is there putting the thoughts in the children's brain, creating the habits that the children see and will develop into. So
Mhm.
for me, that's what it's going to always come back to. Like, women got to get it together, like, as a whole. And I'm not going to say that without a solution. So for the women that want to get it together, please visit my Facebook page, um, or my Instagram page, Network Neek, so you can find out how to make you some money, get your finances together. We got 90% off funded accounts. Learn how to trade. It don't take long. Um,
Get with her, guys. Get with
you
her.
know what I'm saying? Like that's a way. If you want a safe space for healing, I'm out of the country. Got a safe space in Jamaica where you can just unplug from the matrix, from the hustle and bustle. I have a faith-based organization where you can come to. So I have solutions, but guess how many people are grabbing and jumping for solutions?
Slim pick.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Slim
it's
picking.
still, it's like, who wants it? There are doors there. And I mean, all I can do is be a lighthouse and just keep shining the light. So we're gonna be here every freaking Sunday at 6 o'clock, right after you get from church or whatever you getting from.
Tune
Uh,
in.
you know what I'm saying? I want to, before I, that's, those aren't my closing thoughts. I just wanted to throw that in there before we get to the end, but
Mhm.
so that people know that I'm not here just bashing women. I am a woman. I love women. My mother's a woman. Um,
Absolutely.
I think women are the best because whenever I was at my lowest, it was always a woman's shoulder that I was crying on, that was, there for me, whether it was a friend, a sister. Um, Men are just not that.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
and
will
we
not
can't
get
force
that.
them to be that. So it's like I love women when they are in the capacity of knowing who they are, self-aware, and we just need more of it in our community. You know what I'm saying? Like it's if y'all know what's going on outside and where the world is taking us, like we can't keep it just disheartens me when I see like women arguing on, like anyway. What are your thoughts, Big Ish? Stop me from my ranting and
No,
raving.
it is okay. Look, preach, minister is like pulling us out. We is in the sermon today. I was just, listening because I mean I agree with what a lot of you said, and I'll start off by saying again, there is no harsh feelings towards a black woman. Like I told you before, we are the best thing that ever stepped foot on this earth, and I stand on that. The
Mhm.
most creative, beautiful creatures ever. However, some of us need work, and I'd be wrong to like leave out the majority. Now there are some of those who just won't get it, who won't understand it, and that's okay because I'm not going to fight with anybody. However, I want to be able to create a safe space where we can come amongst each other and we can talk about it, because that's what the biggest problem is. No one wants to talk, especially when it's something that they don't want to hear or it's not going their way. um
Yeah.
so yeah, that's something that I want
They
to.
might want to talk, but they don't want to listen.
Listen,
You know what I'm saying?
that
It's like
we don't
I
want a
see a
full
lot of
dialogue.
talking,
You
but you
right
know what I'm saying?
there.
Like they don't want to listen. It's like, okay, I'm not telling you this because I'm trying to control you. I'm telling you this because literally I am looking at this from like your third eye. Not
Mm-hmm.
because I'm in it and I want
Activated.
what you got. You know what I'm saying? Like all my good years
Yeah.
pretty much are gone. Like so, as if I could do it over again, this is from a wisdom standpoint. What I would do
Mm-hmm.
differently, you know,
Mm-hmm.
or how I would approach things differently, you know. Not that I was ever out there fighting and carrying on, but
Oh God.
a lot of times where I was quiet, maybe I shouldn't have been.
Yeah,
Maybe
we
I
could
should
have
have
spoke
spoke
up.
on the wisdom, the inner wisdom that I had that I didn't know was wisdom at the time because nobody
Mm-hmm.
exemplified it, you
Right.
know. But it's like, yeah, you know, like we keep having babies and these babies need they rely on us to be smarter than them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of us that aren't, you know, like I can count on my hand now. Two I know a girl, she got 5 children. She don't know how to write in cursive, and her kids, it's like they're I was with her at the point where her children started to surpass her knowledge.
In grade school,
I
yeah.
know another young lady. She, I think she dropped out maybe in the 8th grade or something like that. I was around her when her children surpassed her knowledge. And it's like, at some point, you can't just be the I take care of you, I know what's best person. Because
Exactly.
at some point, they going to see that you don't know. You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't
And
know
they're
no
going to have,
better.
you don't know no better. And they're going to have to figure out how to maneuver in this world because again the world is going to keep on moving with or without you, and if you're not preparing them for the world that's coming, not the world that you grew up in,
Mm-hmm.
they going it's going to be that's how the cycles perpetuate itself. That's why you can have 3 generations all in the house celebrating Thanksgiving and ain't nobody got not anybody could drop dead today and nothing, fish
Right.
fry. You know
Right.
what I'm
No
saying?
trust, no will, and don't have
Nothing.
anything
You
established,
know what
no
I'm saying?
assets, no life insurance, the whole 9 yards. And, these young girls are having these babies because they're thinking it's a whole nother cycle of just being infatuated, thinking you in love, thinking this boy gonna stay, or just it's a lot of mental stuff that are going on. It makes me extremely sad for these children because you didn't grow up with a mother who wasn't equipped. You procreated literally for no reason. People don't even understand the true reason of bringing life onto this earth. You're not even putting life into this child to grow up. Like, you're not providing them the necessary tools to make it. There's some type of change that has to be made. Like, even moving forward with the kids, I'm not gonna argue with a woman in her 30s anymore because she already got it already figured out. A lot of the times I mainly focus on like the children, like trying to show them, create programs. Like, if the adults want to lead their way to me, where we can work on establishing your business, work on like credit, work on finances, work on goal settings, book a session so you can start even feeling better about yourself. Any of those things, you can always find that. I'm not going to fight
Absolutely.
anybody for that. And I'm just past that point. Like how you stated before, just being in a hermit, I am just in my own little bubble, working and socializing with like minded people who think on the levels that I can. And again, we can converse and dialogue about making different kind of changes. What is the solution? The solution is working towards fixing our kids. The solution is showing our kids about finances. I wish it was more education systems that really taught this, taught them how to balance a checkbook by the time they made it out of grade school. Different things like that we need to be showing our kids. We need to be showing our kids how to establish and maintain credit, how to build different kind of businesses. If you got a kid that's flashy, that like nice clothes, help them build the clothing lines. There's so many different AIs out there that they can literally create anything out of nothing. It's too much out here for us to be sitting back idle on idle time, just on cruise control. That's
Yeah.
what the problem is. And when you, a lot of people want the glitz and the glam, but they don't want to put the action behind it. I'm
Yeah.
very tenacious in everything I do, and I just want to be around those type of people. So
I want
my
to say
take,
that y'all, if y'all listening, whenever I have a conversation with Big Ish, I feel better. So, so, and that's like for real. So,
oh,
if
thanks,
y'all really
love.
want
Thank
to
you.
book a session, like definitely, definitely, and it's not many people on this planet alive right now that I can say I get that from. And it's
Thanks, love.
always refreshing.
Thank
And like I feel like again, this is Network Neek's perspective, not Black Space Live, not Big Ish, but I feel like you are for the strong ones. You
you.
know, the strong ones that always pour into other people and don't have nobody to pour into them. I feel
Yeah.
like you are for those. That's just my opinion because you always make me feel like I think like you give me what I feel like I give others,
Mm-hmm.
and that I can't find anywhere else ever. Like it's like that's why I just stay to myself because I try to give it to myself, but it's like every time I have a conversation with you, it's like, wow,
Thank you.
that's exactly what I needed. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank
I'm
you.
definitely glad you were able to, excuse me, join me tonight on my restart of Black Space Live. I definitely look forward to having you um a lot more often, and I mean, I look forward to your perspective on different topics. But as far as Travis Rudolph, he was found not guilty.
Yes,
You know what
as
I'm
he
saying?
should
Like
have been.
give it up for the
Back to the
black man.
main
We're gonna get
point.
some what you call it? Audio things, the little props and stuff going on where you can hear the clapping and all that stuff. So but stick with us, you know what I'm saying? Travis Rudolph, yay for the black man, black women, city girls, we down. You know what I'm
Down
saying? Like
point for the
we
city girls.
we
Y'all
down
are out.
we down a
Cut it
notch.
out,
So
y'all.
you know what I'm saying? I don't understand though. Like, okay, I got another question, Big
Go
Ish.
ahead. I'm ready.
And this one, I mean, it might be toxic, it might not, but what do you say about females that's always like always out like at a club or a party or something? You
You
know what
said,
I'm
what do
saying?
I say about females that's always out clubbing
Yeah,
and
like
just
are they wife material or are they just for the
trash?
streets?
Okay, I don't. Okay, I'm not gonna call no one trash. I apologize. I take that back. That is not the best behavior to carry yourself as a woman. No, that is not wifey material because, as you stated before, like we can, and I don't mean this in a harsh way, men, because we both play a role, far as a woman and a male, yin and yang here, but you stated earlier men are being like tools. You're gonna have to utilize that. If you're wanting a man, that's making like six figures, want to procreate with you and want to take care of you and take you on those nice extravagant trips, you want this man that's just like wildly insane when it comes to education as well as looks. You want the man that wears the veneer teeth. You want the man that drive foreign, right? Got the red leather seats. That's the type of man you want, right? When he's not about to invest. Those type of men know the difference between a liability as well as an asset. You
Facts.
believe your asset is investing in a BBL. You
Wow.
think that you finna catch a man in a club. That's not where you're about to catch that man. You'll catch him for a night or two, but not
Yeah.
to hold on and build a foundation. So absolutely not. Why do you think that you have time? And I ain't gonna say half, we're gonna say about 85% of those women have children. And you
Yeah.
at home in a club. Bottle service costs how much? somebody else baby daddy participating in this. Meanwhile, your kids ain't got summer shoes, clothes, and all. No, that's trashy. No, I'm sorry. I mean, everybody live a different kind of lifestyle, but we just
So
gonna
where do
be
you think
grown
the
here.
good women are found?
Good
Because
women.
it ain't at church.
No, we're not there, love. Look, we are everywhere. Let me explain to you, especially women who are taking care of themselves and Forbes and stuff like that. You're gonna catch us on business conference. You may hear us live through a podcast somewhere. You may first find us in Whole Foods or the local market because we care about what we put in our bodies. That's where you're gonna find us. You may even see us coming up out of Pilates. You may catch me, in the airport coming back from Bali or something. That's You're finding a great woman anywhere you surround yourself. But if you
Yeah.
surrounding yourself, excuse me, I'm sorry. If you're surrounding yourself in a club with those type of women, what do you expect?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get what you pay for, right? Look at it the
Yeah.
same way. People always say we should, okay, prejudice. It is a thing, okay? When you go to the grocery store, you don't go get the tomatoes that's all bruised up and looking nasty. No, you want the big, plump, juicy red one, the one that's still hanging on the vine.
Yeah.
I
Fact.
am look okay. When you apply for a job, you send them a resume. If your resume is good enough, then I'll see you face to face. Come on, we have to judge everything that we do. And if
Yeah.
you picked up this person in a bar, or if you picked up this person in a strip club, or if you picked this person up, y'all at the in Atlanta getting it cracking, and now you on divorce court, wondering where it went wrong 2 years later. Come on now. So no, that's not where you're gonna find a great mate unless that's what you're looking for. That's what you're looking to invest in, that type of liability. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is, a liability. Because once you get you a good woman and she holding it down the fort mentally, because mentally, if that woman is right, her heart gonna be right, her household gonna be right, that man gonna be okay. If she know that I got a 6-figure man, he gonna have to take business trips. He gonna need the whole house to shut up for 2 hours so he can do his podcast. He gonna need to be able to leave and release himself from all the everyday struggle. He
Yeah.
going against no, he battling numbers and stuff like that. He not gonna come home to a woman that he can't even pour into, that ain't got nothing to
Yeah.
invest. No, no one's gonna deal with
You
that.
can't even bounce ideas off these
He
motherfuckers.
can't
It's
even.
like
He tell me,
straight up.
okay, babe, this is what's in the market. What are you thinking about these tokenized
Right.
coins? Do you think we should do this? Okay, now that
Right.
we have these power cars, you think we should go ahead and get this app? How about my birthday in Bali? Get out of
Right.
here,
Right. Right. Right.
stupid.
Right.
You get
See,
out of here.
every relationship
No.
that I've ever had, and I'm saying every, not like it was a whole lot, because it wasn't. I've
Mm-hmm.
met at work or doing work of some sort.
Being
Like I feel like
productive.
I'm a freaking nerd because it's like I don't even know how to where to. You know what I'm saying? Like I work remote now, so it's like okay, well,
Right.
it, maybe I'll meet them at school or I don't know, but it's like it's weird. It's weird in this world right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just gotta leave it up to God. Stay safe out there,
Quick,
people, because it ain't no
safe.
joke.
Be safe.
You know what I'm
Keep up
saying?
alive.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't no joke, man. Like, cause some of these people, you say veneer teeth, but shoot, they got veneer lifestyles nowadays. Like, I mean, they just fake all around, and you don't know it. You ever seen "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker"?
Yes, I have.
When a lady take off the wig. Can I just let me address one thing before I
Go
go any
ahead.
further? Wigs stink, ladies. All right? They stink.
I love my.
Stop. All right? Like the shit smells like throw up. It does not.
You said throw up like a old
Hey
do
yo.
rag that's been wet and under the bed for too long and all
Hey
crusty,
yo, it's
like
not
something.
that's not the play. That's not the play. But let me go. I'm gonna get you, sucker. When she take off the wig, take off the leg. Now women getting BBLs, but I don't know who they dating after they get the BBLs because a lot of men are like, BBL stuff don't even feel good. So it's like,
Cause it's all artificial. It's not the real thing. That's nasty. It reminds me of Fresh Prince of Bel Air where he got stuck in the basement. She taking off her wig, flicking off her nails like ha 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 ha. He was like, is anything real? I was lied tattoo, I was bamboozled. You was, dear. You don't even know who you dated.
It's
It's a facade.
crazy. And it's like I feel like, I don't know. I mean, I kind of grew into my tomboy and it's like I don't even care anymore because I am who I am. When I want to
Mm-hmm.
be cute, I can be cute, but it's like what you
Absolutely.
see is what you get. At least I have a chipped tooth, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, I might I got my flaws and they're
Who
going to
doesn't?
present themselves. I'm not hiding it, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And even when I put all my stuff out on the table straight away, folks just it's weird to people. And it's like I don't know what kind of world we live in. I have no hope. And the dating pool has pee in it. You know what I'm saying? So
Has a turd
I've
floating.
I've chosen a lifetime of celibacy, which is why I got ordained to be a minister, and I will just administer the truth amongst you peasants and you commoners out there
Amen.
because you need it. You know what I'm saying?
Preach.
You
Word.
need it. Um, so in our last 5 minutes, I want to just go ahead and I know we were supposed to have some gentlemen on to give their perspective, but I also know that there was some technical issues throughout the week. Hopefully, everybody across the world is not experiencing the same technical issues. I know there were lights out in different parts of the world, and we are all over as far as the Chicago area,
Mm-hmm.
the DC area, and even the Caribbean, and we've all experienced electrical outages in the
And
past
but
couple days. So,
between that and the smoke, all that smoke from Canada, it's just been a lot going on with our weather here. So
did the smoke cause the electrical outage, or was it a
I
was it
don't think so, but it still was just a bad combination of the both, in between
okay?
the
How was
tornado.
that? Were you feeling anything from that smoke? Just to
From the smoke. Well, actually, it only affected me, I would say, about 2 days. You just
yeah,
walk out, and it was just the air was just so thick, and it was muggy, and it wasn't like foggy because fog. This was like if somebody put water in a barbecue grill and just. It was just like that in the air. It was really nasty. I stayed in the house. I
yeah.
taught the lady who does my lashes. I was teaching those kids how to make homemade gas masks.
I know
Just
that's right.
no,
I
I'm
know that's right.
charcoal, baby, in some water. Like
Yeah,
I'm a sapiosexual. I love like it's
yeah,
all
yeah.
in the mind. So that was
Mhm.
my creative activity with the kids this
Yeah,
week.
yeah. While the lights was out, that's what I did too. I meditated. I walked up and down. Like I have a lot of hills. I live in like the mountains out here in the Caribbean, and
Mm-hmm.
I walked. You know what I'm saying? I picked mangoes. I picked breadfruit, and I found a sour sop. I was happy with not
Finally
really
got that
happy.
sour sop.
I won't say I was happy, but I was content. I was finding my contentment because I was like, if this it, God, then, then I better be right with it. You know what I'm saying? So let me get myself together and get used to it. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna go ahead and get our final words, and I want you to go ahead and plug in where people can find you once again.
Yes. So I am Big Ish. You can find me on Instagram at Big Ish underscore the great, just as well as Facebook. Getting my TikTok up and running, so you can definitely hit me there in all those places. I am here again as a life coach, so if you need someone to talk to help build, set goals, all of those things, help with finances, credit, whatever you may need, give me a call, and if I can help you, I will direct you to the right person.
Absolutely, y'all. Ladies, get with her. Get your mind right. Get your heart right. You know what I'm saying? Get that beast up out of there. Or you can come over here and get an exorcism, but it ain't gonna be pretty. Um,
Hands on
it's
them.
Network Neek once again with another installment of Black Space Live. Are Black women toxic? I'ma say hell yeah. Um, Gotta get it together, ladies. Let's get it together. It's plenty of ways to do so. I'm very solution based. You can find me and my solutions on Instagram at Network Neek, TikTok Network Neek. You want to join our Discord? That will be in the comment section of this live. But everywhere I'm Network Neek. My logo is Network Neek. You'll see me. And I have all sorts of resources as far as everything. And like she said, if I can't get it for you, I can direct you to it.
Get you
Whether you're
together.
trying to get into the world of tech, the the world is moving forward, so we're gonna have to get a new level of skill sets going on.
Mhm.
AI is coming in here. We got study groups, we got all kinds of things going on. So again, thank y'all for joining us. Black Space Live. We out.
We out.